Hey, Meltzer with Entrepreneur the Playbook. I'm so excited. I have Devin Funchess. Great wide out, super speed. Anyway, on the Playbook, we like to talk about football, but most importantly, I like to talk about money, helping people, and having fun. You grew up in Michigan, and what was your dream as a child?
From a young age, I kind of knew I was going to be a professional athlete. So
did I. Look what happened. I think there's a difference.
Just a little. My godfather and everybody, they just tried to make sure I stayed working hard and stayed to my task and the goal that I chose.
What were some of the best lessons from your godparents or whoever that stuck with you? Because you're such a grounded individual.
Just to live life and just make sure I just stay out of trouble and always. Word is bond. That's the main thing. So whatever you say, stick to it and keep it going.
Now, out of high school, you decided to go to Michigan. Was Michigan your favorite team? Kind of.
It was the number one school for me. My sister was already up at school, and just getting a degree from that prestigious university, it did a lot. So it will do a lot. I didn't get it yet, but it will do a lot just to have that block in on your resume.
Now, I dreamed of being a millionaire. I didn't grow up with very much. My football dreams died in college. I always say I'm probably one of the most average Division III football players you'd ever see. But the money side of it, I kept kind of the poor boy attitude, even when I became a millionaire.
Right.
You seem to have a really great grip on your financial well-being. What are some of the things that you would advise to either young, wealthy entrepreneurs or young, wealthy athletes, which are usually young, wealthy entrepreneurs? What are some of the key things that you're doing in your life to stabilize your economy?
My whole thing is you gotta live cheap. You gotta live frugal. So you never know when the day's gonna come. It's 100% injury rate in NFL. I don't know the rate in the other sports, but you gotta always prepare for the future. So I set myself on an $8,000 budget. For a month, and it does me good for my 12 months. I get some of my bills paid out of it and other things like that, but I gotta make sure I live within my means.
And what do you do with the rest of your money? You save it, invest it, or?
So I'm pretty much saving it, investing some of it. I don't invest all of it, but I invest some of it into safer stocks and safer things like that. So I don't really risk anything.
One of the interesting things as far as people who want to work in sports, a lot of people want to be sports agents or they want to be financial planners. How did you choose or trust your financial? Because I know your financial planner works with a lot of great athletes, and I actually know him. I won't use names, but he's a really good person that protects his athletes, obviously by the philosophies you have. But how did you go about finding him?
So it was a lot of guys that I interviewed. And then
a lot of guys after you too, right?
Yeah. So he came out of nowhere, and we had a similar person that we knew.
Yeah.
I want to put
so came recommended by someone.
So I got recommended by the person saying he was a good person and all that. So I interviewed him. I was kind of a stickler with all the guys, but I really didn't say anything. I just wanted him to preach to me. And he saw what he had to say, and I kind of trusted him.
What can you think of one thing that he said to you that made you feel comfortable? Besides the recommendation, like a certain philosophy that he had that made you feel comfortable?
It wasn't that of just taking my money. It was that of a relationship. That of just the trusting factor would be more than just give me all your money and I'll go do what I need. There's more of a family aspect of it, and most guys don't do that in financial planning.
It's so funny because I use my financial planner and people are like, well, how did you choose the guy? Because I recommend him to everyone. And I say, there's one thing about him that I love. It's that if he lost I do really conservative things because I lost over $100 million when I was in my 30s. So the second time around, I'm now like you.
Right.
When I first started off, I was conservative. Then I got egotistical and crazy. Don't do it.
I know it.
And then now I live life of service like you do. But I truly believe my financial guy would be more upset, like sick if he lost any of my money more than I would.
That's the same with mine.
Yeah,
same with mine.
It's personal, right?
It's very personal. So you gotta find someone who's not just in it for the money, who actually you build that relationship and he's more scared for you than you are for yourself.
Now, you had mentors throughout your life. What are some of the great lessons that you've learned from these mentors about the giving back aspect? Because you do a lot with kids. What are some of the great pieces of advice?
So my main thing was I have a cousin. He's in the NFL, and he's probably one of the greatest that ever played tight end. So just learning from him what he used to do for the community, and just the kids are our future, so we always have to prepare them. So I'm going to start more programs, teaching them proper etiquette, teaching them how to save money, teaching them other things other than sports. I do a lot of photography, I do a lot of cooking. So you bring in other aspects. I'm going to bring in more top chefs. So it's just learning from them of how to impact the youth is mainly my real focus.
So my business partner is Hall of Fame quarterback Warren Moon, and his passion outside of playing football is cooking.
Yeah.
What is it that you love about cooking?
Cooking just calms you down, and just the fact that you can make people happy with a meal. It gives me joy, and it just calms me down. It gives me a different outlook of life, because I'm banging heads all day on the football field. So giving back and making sure everybody's happy and eat good food, that makes me happy.
Yeah, there's some, in your genetics somewhere, I think there's like an old Jewish lady. You like to save money, you like to feed people.
I love all people, and I like to eat, and I like to be frugal. So
that's good.
I could be a black Jew if you want.
That's fine. That's like my buddy Warren Moonstein. That's perfect. We joke about it. Now you've actually won a few celebrity cooking competitions as well. What's your favorite thing to cook?
I can really do it all, but the people they always want my lamb chops or my Alfredo, or I can do it all.
So why do you meet so early in the morning? If I knew we should have done dinner, because lamb chops are my favorite.
I do breakfast and everything else too.
I wish I would have known. Bradley, my producer, said there he wants to cook off with you because he's a huge chef as well.
We can do that.
One of the interesting things is people have judgments, on people, and it's funny because you can go into you cook for your own like utensils and stuff when you go to like the cooking stores, like your own pots and pans. Well, like in those places, it's kind of like when I was young. I built my first house and I had my hat on. I was 25 years old, hat on backwards, shorts. I came in and the construction guy looks at me and goes, "Man, I pity the guy that's buying this house." Because he could never imagine that I was the buyer, right? He thought I was a construction kid. Right. And so I'm like, why? And he explains to me how they screwed up the staircase and like all this stuff. Have you ever seen, like when you walk into those cooking places, they're always, looking you up and down.
They never know. I just think I'm in there just to be in there. But when I
then just school them and tell them what you know.
When I go ahead and go get my stuff, they say, "Oh, a little something." And then same with the cameras. I go into the camera stores and just walk around. And they don't think I know anything about cameras. And then I just start spitting off facts about it.
That's awesome. Now people, they always take their passion, whether it's after school or after playing, or, sometimes I know business guys that when they're 50 decide, I love cameras or I love cooking, I'm going to open a restaurant or a truck. What do you want to do when you're done playing? Is it going to tie in your passions for a business side?
So basically, like I said, how I was about to get started with the kids and all that, I'm just going to start basically just trying to impact youth all around the world and try to just go in and teach them about facts about America football, because that's my sport and that's what everybody knows me of. But then also etiquette, just the proper etiquette. And I'm learning different languages, so I'm trying to help as many people as I can, just to respect and love everybody. That's my whole thing.
Yeah, we were a lot more alike than I thought. You're a way better football player. In that concept, are you going to tie in the cooking and the photography into the programming for the kids too?
So it's just different ways that you can express yourself. Everybody has a creative mind. You just gotta learn how to touch it and see.
How on the language side, what language are you learning first?
Right now it's Spanish,
Smart.
Because I'm always in Florida and doing all that.
In California now.
Yeah, California doing all of this, and then next is probably gonna be Japanese, just because I want to go to Tokyo and check out all the tech stuff over there. And anime, I'm in the anime a little bit.
Are you? So have you been to Asia yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh wow!
So I have to get over there.
You will love it. We you have to come with me. We do a show in Hong Kong as well. Hong Kong's one of the metropolises, and we can do. I did. Victor Cruz and I went over there and did kind of this stuff on stage, and people love it. They love sports. Yeah, so that's definitely. I'm going to count on you. I'm going to take you traveling with me. We'll be the traveling show.
We can do that.
Yeah,
put it on the bucket list.
Always off season. I won't interrupt all the touchdowns. Trust me.
Cool.
Now, what do you think the biggest challenge is? You already work with kids, which at a young age isn't normal. For most athletes, they don't see that vision like you, but you're an old Jewish lady, so it works. What do you think the biggest challenge is though for kids today?
Kids, they don't have the proper role models. And everybody's always glued into the TV and the phone. My whole thing, I don't know anything about social media. I don't know up to date events. All I know is real and what I do minute to minute and day to day. So they need to put down the phones and put down all of that stuff and interact with one another, learn how to have a conversation. That's my whole thing is wrong with this generation that's coming up, because my granddad raised me, so I'm a little older, so I know how to actually converse with people and stuff like that. So the kids, these youth, they need to learn how to put the phones and put the TVs down and iPads and all that, and just learn how to talk to one another.
The game you play games, Xbox, and
I do play video games.
Yeah.
That's just something to
You release.
in my downtime, but put all that stuff down and learn how to talk to each other.
And I do that with my kids. I always say this generation of kids, an extrovert today, that just means they're looking at your shoes, not their own.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you immediately when I met you, your eyes were connected to me, big handshake, smile. I knew that you learned the etiquette of how to connect emotionally with someone to get that way. What do you think as far as the kids, besides being able to do that, what would you like your legacy to be with those children, when it's all said and done?
I just want everybody to know that I was a good person, and I always was for everyone else before I put myself out there. So I always do for others before I do for myself. And just know I'm actually a cool guy. Nobody knows me, so it's like, I just want people to know that I was a cool guy and I always cared about others before myself.
Because you're not big on the social media side, does your agent get frustrated that you're not building your own brand?
Yeah, that's what they got me doing the PR and marketing stuff and all that stuff now, but I don't like all that, but it's like, I guess I gotta do it. It comes with the territory, so I have to be out there more.
One piece of advice, I used to run a big agency. I actually competed with your agent years and years ago, and I'm so blessed not to be in that business anymore. But it's interesting because people don't understand the personal brand, and I know it's hard because some people don't want to be out there. Like, I'm a person that illuminates my own mess ups in life so that people can appreciate. One advantage I think that I have is, because I've been successful, people look at me and they may say, oh, I'm smarter than him, I'm a better athlete. Like, I actually lower the bar so they feel comfortable. But today is one of the most unique things, because an individual athlete can compete not only with brands, but they can compete with their own team or multiple teams, and also with the league. And there's this big new nuance about, like, a guy like me can be famous, where Troy Aikman, Steve Young, Warren Moon, Thurman Thomas, all the guys, Sabathia Ramirez, Evander Holyfield, it was always about elevating them. And then within the team, they were always elevating the team brand. They were protecting, the Steeler logo or whatever. Nowadays, like Antonio Brown, right? He's literally only cares about his own personal brand, and it affects, I think, the team itself that he goes to. And I think that's why so many teams don't want him. He obviously can contribute on the field.
You're looking at the negative nuance.
Right.
I look at it as...
Oh, I'm saying some people. I get it. I'm a marketer. I look at it. I'm all for that.
So,
I encourage people.
I get it. And it's like some people want to go out there and do that. Personally, I just can't have that. Like, I'm a very secretive person. So it's like some people live that. Some people have that in their brain that's what they like. That's where they get their joy from. That's where they get their juice from. I get my joy. I give it back. So people have different ways in their brain that makes them do that. So you can't, I see you're not faulting, but you guys can't fault people because their brain works different from others.
Yeah, I know. Even in my book, Connected to Goodness, right? One thing that's remarkable about you, I was wondering where it came from, is you have this sense of oneness. It's all the languages, the kids. It's like you're not judgmental. You don't put conditions. It's like, yeah, that's what they're about, but I want this. Where does that oneness, that kind of Buddha sense come from?
I just learned a lot at a young age, and I've been through a lot at a young age. So it's like I get it, and I feel as if we need to understand. Everybody needs to start understanding. You only get one life, so you have to treat people how you want to be treated. If you die, you don't get to come back. So why not try to impact this world positive and everybody be happy? That's my whole thing.
That's awesome. No, publicly you don't like to share, your private stuff, which is cool. When you're working with the kids though, one-on-one, do you share? You hear the person.
You have to, in order to know me, you have to really sit down in the proper setting. I don't like people to go out and put it on the media outlets and all that. That's my personal information to give you. So when I talk to the kids, they kind of get a better outlook like, wow, he might be famous, but he's just like us. So that's my whole thing, how I want to be portrayed my whole life.
Do you think it does help them though when you share kind of your background and personal story? It makes them feel more comfortable that you're connected.
Oh, definitely, because I see it now, and it's like all the people around every league, every professional. We all come from the same background, the majority of us. So it's why not impact the youth work in all these areas? I try to do it in Charlotte. Every city that I go to, I'm going to try to go back into their community and try to just let them know, well, yeah, I'm from the same area. I just so happen to be blessed and God gifted me with this talent. However, I'm still the same as you. I want to give you my time. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
And have you ever had any of the kids open up to you and just change your life and what they share with you?
I had kids cry. I had kids break down. I have all this. I have people shy. And then once I tell them, like, you can be real with me, I cuss to the kids and do all that. I mean, I know they do it. It's just you have to respect your elders. So I'm myself with them. So it's easy for them to be their self.
All right. Last question. If you were going to give advice to yourself back when you were 10 years old, about and knowing now what the league is like, what advice would you give yourself now at 10 years old?
The advice I would have gave myself is stop being stubborn and actually listen to everybody. Take it all in. Stop thinking I know everything and just have fun. I was so serious and I always used to think I was right, but now if I would have changed it, I probably would have been a better person. I probably would have been a better athlete, and it would have been 10 times. I would have been ahead of the game even more if I would have listened and stopped being stubborn at that age.
Yeah, maybe can you come over? I'll have you cook, but can you come over and tell my teenage daughter that because they don't listen. They know everything. I'm maybe one of the dumbest human beings in their eyes, but I love them all. But I would say they watch me, but they don't listen to me. Well, I will tell you that you are one of the most extraordinary young men that I've been able to be with on this show. You have what I call an old soul. It might be an old Jewish lady soul, but I am just thrilled that anything I can do to help you, the charity, any advice that I can help you with as well, please just reach out because you are going to do great things, not just on the football field. I know you're a free agent this year. I can't wait to see where you're signed. You got a new fan. I'm going to come watch you play. But moreover, I'm going to watch you off the field and after your career, around the world. I'm going to hold you to it. We're speaking around the world together because this is what people need to hear.
It is.
All right, home call. Thank you. All right, this is Dave Meltzer with Devin Funchess here with Entrepreneurs, the Playbook.